Hey there, everyone. This is Ryan, and I am the Crony Gamer. Hey, today I just thought I would do a little recording on a game called Parcel Simulator. I'm quite a ways into it, so this is not the beginning of the game, um, but the beginning of the game is pretty slow. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys my setup, and I got some more belts and stuff I need to set, and I'm trying to make this long conveyor belt, but um, I just thought you guys might want to see this game. It's a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Doing some crazy stuff with packages. It starts pretty slow and then it progresses as far as what licenses and stuff you have to buy and what you can do. So let's get in and I'll kind of show you what's going on. So this is partially my factory for now. As you can see, there's some packages being thrown. And we're having a lot of fun. So I gotta make sure that these are all truck. I just set this belt up, so. Truck, and that's a train, but that'll get diverted. So today is Wednesday, so we're gonna do truck, train, and airplane. So I need to turn the airplane on over here. The airplane's been stacking up because the airplane only gets twice a week, and the boat only gets once a week. So I had just gotten through Saturday and Sunday, which was truck only, and then did these, and so all of this stuff here, I'm gonna make this better in the future. It's just for now. I did find these little pauser belts. One big thing is and I wish they would fix it. So when you buy an upgrade here, you can turn on automatic exports. And basically what that does is it once it hits a certain submission, it will send the packages. The only problem with that is that you can't turn this gate off. So like today is not accepting boats. So if I didn't had put this pauser belt in, this would have filled and this would have delivered. I really wish there would be something I could turn this off for the day so it didn't matter, and that way I don't end up with, I'm gonna have to get several racks here, to kind of help with the overflow as far as, especially with the maritime stuff, because it's only once a week. Now, I'll open up the doors here in a second. The timer doesn't start until I open up the doors. I'm hoping that some of this will help with the overflow, because there's 2 gates here, 2 gates over there, and so everything was running through at first, was running through all of this to make sure that it got scanned properly. And so by the time it got to here, everything was done, and I just needed to put them in the right spots. So, if you're not familiar with this game, basically what you're doing is, oh, we had one going the wrong way. So, I've got a bunch of machines that are telling it where it needs to go and things like that, but normally you would have to weigh them. You would need to check for this stamp right here after you buy the license. The serial number needs to either be scanned by the keypad is what you start with, and then you get the scanner. And and then you would need to check the country to make sure that it matches with the flag. And they're kind of tricky. They'll either change the word or change the flag and try to mess you up. And then there's some contents prohibited, and then there's some cargo type. That's a truck. This one's already been pre-approved because everything on this cart is good to go. And I've set my table up before I got completely automated, so basically from here I could see what cargoes were going out. This is truck and rail. This is discard, this is air, this is boat. Now, a lot of this was set up prior to me even getting the automation started. But here's a package that is an airplane. It needs to be opened. So you open it, and if you didn't, you know, you needed to look through. And this one's okay. This stuff is okay, it's not on the list. So basically what I'm gonna do here is print this, and then I'm gonna send it on its way. And I got a few of these that stacked up, so take me a minute here, because I was messing with some belts, so oops. Come on. This knife can be a little bit finicky. And so basically what I've done is, normally you have to escape this to grab your package. And so what I've done is I've set the table up in a way that if I zoom out, because this is kind of where you start, if you zoom out, I can kind of see both of my cargo racks here. And so if I let them fill up, then they will fill to this last slot. And I've kind of made it to where I've got a little automation going here. I still had to do the final prints or the final checks on a lot of these, but that's okay. I mean, otherwise I would have nothing to do. This one over here is pretty much gonna go away. That'll probably just filter out whatever's left, because I've set up belts now that should be kicking all of those packages. And I really wish there was a way to permanently stick this stuff down. Because now this thing is crooked. I need to go see where that is. Sometimes this thing is a little bit finicky. Alright, incorrect export door for parcel with air cargo type. That might have been some of this mess over here. It was not any of these. Oh, it ended up over here for some reason. Now that might have been a goof on my part, but alright, we'll open up the factory as soon as I might get some of these wrong, because they've just been sitting here for so long that I'm really not that concerned. I don't have a 100% credit score anyways, or as far as a package score. Just want to get rid of these because the air doesn't go out that often. I don't think you can crouch either, so. But I've got some new belts set up, so I really want to be over in that other area. Yeah. Well, whatever. Like I said, these packages are old, so who knows what I threw over here. Can't get that one. Okay. Boat is shut off. is shut off, but airplanes can come through over here. And what I'm doing now is making this long carousel. So everything's gonna come this way, and it's gonna get partitioned off. And then it's gonna end up going that way. And just coming back and forth, because then I can empty more of these hangars out. The more stuff I can put on belts, the more money I can make. So I'll show you how I'm doing that in a minute here. We'll get another truckload going. Now this really shouldn't fill up too much, because basically I've got this smart belt here that really should be sending most of it over there, and it gets bounced and shot that way. And I got a pauser belt here, so this would stack up with train, and I could pause the belt here. So because there's certain days this takes train and road, and so there's certain days that I don't need that going there. Now over here it just takes truck and train, so it's a little bit easier, but then this one takes plane and boat, so you've got to set this up to where, because if I just said okay, the train and boat, or the boat and airplane, are never on the same day. If you see here, so where those ones over there are more individually, so I want the majority of this stuff going there, and these two, and that would be my overflow. And so I can set up these little smart belts to help determine, you know, it's gonna check for, the only thing it's gonna check here is if it's denied or approved, and everything else is gonna get checked over there. So this is just gonna help me clear out the ones that come through automatically with approval stickers. So let's get an order going for belts. Let's do 10 of those. You can only order like 30 items at once, so. Alright, I got a pallet here. Go throw that outside. Like we got enough room. Boats off. Alright, well, let's open up shop so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So these, when you first start the game, you would have to hand unload these trucks. There's a few packages in there, and then you get the upgrades later that you can connect to conveyor belts. So as soon as you unload that though, this truck is gonna go away and it's gonna come back. So the quicker you can get these packages off of there, the more money you can have sitting in your warehouse, because that door closes and it's just gonna keep coming all day. See, that one. Those two are there. Now I'm gonna upgrade this so it can help. I'm just gonna upgrade these to level 2. It can just kind of help get the flow of traffic off. Okay, so this is a negative package. Is it gonna land on there? Perfect. And those ones are denied. So they're just gonna go on a journey all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And they're just gonna get kicked over there. So now that's 2 packages right off the get-go that don't need to go down that way until I complete this carousel here. And that's an airplane. Okay. So this is a loader, and then this is an unloader. Obviously, I've got this pauser turned on, so it's gonna go ahead and deliver. Now, there might be some negative packages today while I'm working all the kinks out, but like I said, I had one day where I wasn't paying attention and I let the whole day run basically with it not being able to do trains, and all of my trains went in there, and you can see it was a horrible day. There was like 75 or 76 packages or something that went through that whole. I was in, like, I was bankrupt basically. So now I've got a little bit more security set up. Like I said, a few packages per day I'm not really all that concerned about. So I'll walk you guys through. So everything is gonna come here, and this is gonna check the serial number. Okay, if the serial number is bad, it's just gonna kick it, and then it's gonna label it with a negative sticker, and then it's just right out the door. If it's good, I've got this set up to where this is checking for the deny or approve stickers right off the bat there, and that's gonna kick it negative. If it's positive, then we're gonna check the weight, we're gonna check the country, we're gonna check the stamp, and then the last thing at the very end here is the cargo type. And then this is gonna basically check, the very last step here is gonna check for if the contents need to be opened and looked through. Now there's no automation, there's only automation telling it if it has that sticker. There's no automation at the end of looking through. There isn't like an x-ray machine or anything like that. So you are gonna have to do the content one, even if you can kind of automate everything else. So there's literally always gonna be something you are gonna need to do. But and the faster you can get these belts through here, you can upgrade these things. The more you upgrade them, obviously, the faster they're gonna spit stuff through there. Whee! Package flying through the air. Alright, so this is definitely helping some. Got a couple of belts here. This isn't really, but you can kind of see, like, before you would have to grab a package. Now this has got batteries in it, so we're gonna repack that. And everything about this package is good, except for what's inside. So it's gonna be an instant denied. So you can see how you would have to exit the table, pick up your package, repack it, and exit the table. And so that's kind of why I've set this up like this, so I don't have to exit the table as much as possible. There. And we got a plane. So I'm kind of hoping that this line will fill up. Because if it does, then no more packages will come here. Where you stop? Is it that? Oh, that's a flaw. I mean, I know it's clipping, but still. Eventually, I won't even need packages to come here. I mean, realistically, that can go away, and all of them can be sent that way. Because they've gotten a sticker. This is an approval sticker. This diverts it. This is just the last little final steps of automation I haven't got rid of yet. Awesome. All right, let's go get our... Oh, we already stuck them outside. And if you guys play this game, I avoided this pallet for a really long time. And I would just throw packages out the door. And pick them up, all that. But I would... And that's a timer at the bottom basically telling me that no more deliveries are gonna be. So, but my belts are gonna unload everything that they have, so... If you were hand loading these, that would be the end of your day, but I still have all these packages, so... That's why I want to fill these belts up. And then also why I want to make sure delivery speed. Let's upgrade that one more time. I wish this was a little faster. You've got to open them and then pick them up. I wish I could drag and pull, but you know, kind of like at most automation games when you're pulling the conveyors, because this is very tedious having to set these. And I wish I could buy upgraded belts from the get-go, because I physically have to go through and upgrade these belts. Just a few things I, you know, would prefer fixed, but, you know, I could get over all of this, just figuring out a way to make sure that the AI on the import door is smart enough to know that today isn't the day that it should allow deliveries. You know, if it knows it's full, then it's obviously... Are these all corners? Yeah. Obviously, my setup is probably messier than most people make it. There's some clipping and stuff that I can actually get rid of now, because those ramps clip pretty good. But they sell a launcher now, so yeah, this is a problem I need to fix. I could fix it right now by removing this. There really shouldn't be any reason that there would be anything else on there. But what I could do as a fail-safe until I know if it's gonna work or not. Road. We can do other. Now that will kick out anything, and we can just watch it for the day to make sure. Whee! So we'll just leave that belt in there for now. There's no reason I gotta manually check those anymore. Or we could just put a flipper here, shoots it over the. Okay. This has been taking way too long. There's literally no other way to do it that I know of, so just be aware that if you're gonna venture on a project like this, that there will be, let's see, truck's empty. I'm gonna order a bunch more belts, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this over here. It's nice to see the air being emptied out. Literally the only thing that's backing up now would be the stuff I gotta check. So what I'm gonna do is, there's two belts coming here, and I'm gonna connect them there. And so they'll end up going on this wild journey and then coming back here. And that's gonna give me all of this real estate for packages for the day. But let's send some. So these are all going to be approved. Now, if I was not dealing with, if I wasn't dealing with train or something today, at least I could filter these out, right? Now, some of these packages are really old, so I wouldn't be surprised that we get another marker hit on a package that's I've been trying to be careful enough to where if I added a new scanning machine that I cleared out the racks of anything, but you know, it's some of them are hard to see, like these packages especially. There we go. Alright, so this rack won't fill up anymore, and we can decide what we're gonna do with it later. Go buy that other part of the shop just to finish off. Oh, there's another door here. Oh my goodness. It's alright, we'll just bring it into that one. I don't even want to think about another door right at the moment. Alright, so now we've got... Can we buy a floor? Wall paint. Conveyor paint. Divider. I don't... There's a tab somewhere. Flooring. Ooh. Hey, that's something. It's like old concrete. That might be a little too bright. How about try this one? Ah, we're talking. Living in the lap of luxury here. What's this one? That's what it was. Okay. Let's try the blue just to see how bad it is. Could be an Amazon warehouse now. Let's go with the wood though. Looks the nicest on the eyes. Alright. We're gonna make another big order. And I don't, if you guys saw there too, there's parcel types that you buy. You progress. They're worth more money every time you buy them. Obviously, standard boxes give you 0 per parcel. And now, you still get money for submissions, but you don't get per package added on. And these are the licenses you buy. That gives you the scales, serial number, things like that. And you can do these contracts. I did like maybe 3 of the contracts because like you accept a contract and then like this one's parcels that are valid going to Congress. So you need to define that, right? Like here's one right here. This is a valid parcel, and basically what you would do is you would accept a contract. There's a whole nother room back here. And you would call the van. There would be a van that shows up here. And you would give them the packages. I didn't even know you could come out here. That's cool. Anyways. It just seemed like more work. And now maybe in the early game if you're struggling to get a few $100s or something, it's not so bad because you could just set some parcels away. Especially like the days that you have like a ton of, you know, if you're not doing airports, then you could accept a contract, maybe one that needs to be that, well, there's one that's just valid and 6 parcels, so you could literally send 6 of your airport packages over there because you don't have any other way to sell them for the whole rest of the week. So you could use it for that, but at this point I'm not really having any problem with money other than the packages stack up. I don't think I need any of those actually. Let's remove that and then just get 30 of these or 20 or whatever they let you. 30. Okay, I've been having a lot of fun with this game. It certainly, you know, I love automation games, and in case you guys are friends of the channel watching, you know, I've got Satisfactory builds and a lot of automation games that I play. And so this is right up my alley. It's just a little bit tedious. Which is, and I know that I'm guessing the tedious is there because basically once you set the automation up, there really isn't much for you to do. So, which is kind of the goal in most games, but at least in other games, there's still stuff that you can build, and there needs to be more stuff to unlock at the higher tiers. See, we're doing pretty good. We're only having 3 for the day. Oops. I keep doing that. It does remember the way you set the last belt down, which is nice. So you're not having to constantly rotate them. So now that we're going this way, every one of these I pick up now is gonna go this way. Obviously the day is over. So I think what I want to do is connect this back. Into here. Actually could do that there, and then use that for the looping of that side. Couple of different joiners that you can use. Okay, that will join there. What we're gonna want to do is split this here, split this here. Is not gonna work, is it? So we need this one here. And this one needs to just be I have one of those somewhere. So I want that one to go, I mean, ideally I want that to turn right there. This won't work this way, will it? If I do... I could just make that thing round the corner there. This belt could just round the corner. This one... That's not gonna work. Alright, bear with me for a second, folks. Okay, this one's right off the boat. Could just go right into there. I don't know if that's going to create a clog because this is going to constantly be filling. I suppose I'm just trying to make them basically get into a maze. I could extend all of those. Get rid of this and just extend all of these. Is that gonna do that? Let's do all these ones first. Sometimes when you pick stuff up, the camera really freaks out. Especially if you're standing on it. Okay, now all these are lengthened. Do I have any more straights? And then it's gonna come back in. So it's gonna hit here, come back in there, tie in with the other stuff. That is fine. So now what I want to do is set this up. No matter which way I do this, it's not going to be... There's going to be a free edge, basically. These things don't work this way. Now we could do that. Put this back in. See how that camera freaked out when I was standing on that? That will work. It's gonna divert most of the packages that come through that direction. This is gonna basically be smart enough to figure out there we go. So these are gonna come out. I want that to go that way. These are gonna come out and go that way. This one's gonna come here and decide whether to go that way, or this way. Basically just adding just a tiny little bit of more loop in there, which is fine. It's not ideal. Realistically, I should probably just turn and send them all that way. But regardless, that's going to fill up. Because if this is full, then it's just going to divert them that way. If this is full, it's just going to divert them that way anyways. So, that'll be okay. And you know what we should do, though? Let's grab one of these packages. Right now it's obviously going to decide the shortest route, so it's probably going to come this way. Yeah. So, but if it's going that way, let's make sure that it ends up back there. We'll just let it go on a wild ride. These are all gonna have to go. Try to upgrade as many of these belts as possible, but if that'll work without screwing it up. Alright, what is tomorrow though? Tomorrow's just train, and so I need to shut this off. See, I just wish there was a better way. So, and then I need to shut this off. Alright. Those are gonna shut them, those are gonna stop parcels from going that way. We need a joiner there. This is gonna come back up. We need a lot of straights. Look at that package. Shoot. It's gonna be there forever. This needs to go this way. Actually, this doesn't even need to be here. Let's bypass that. Move this up. So technically that just needs to be a corner then. So now that's gonna come here. No. I want this to turn. That needs to be a joiner. A big joiner. Let's get one of these. One of these. And a whole slew of straight ones. just so we... I know this probably doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but... Hopefully you guys aren't easily motion sickness. Because this game would have... Okay. So, that package had finally made its way back. A long journey. Out of that hold. Lot is the joiner. Where's the big one that I need? Packages coming this way and this way. So I don't... Technically I don't know. It's not gonna work, is it? Oh, that will work. That way, right? Feed, feed, shoot him down that way. Fair enough. These all need to be going this way. I would just start the day, but I need to have these belts clean. It's a son of a gun trying to do this when there's stuff on them. Because they don't stop. I don't know if there's an achievement for getting a certain amount of packages through the day, but somehow I upgraded that without... Well, there is going to be stuff coming out of there. Doesn't need to even be here. Clean that up a a little bit. This doesn't work out right. I should have counted it first, probably. Oh no. So it's gonna go down and then back up this row. And then go down. Is not right. Well, it would be if this wasn't here, right? I don't think it's gonna matter. One way or another, it's gonna be... Okay. Making some progress. I'm not gonna move all that stuff, so we'll figure it out with what we got. Alright, once we get this all figured out, I'll probably just run one day with you guys and then call it there. You guys can do your own thing with it. I want to, I literally could add a loop in here. I know there was one there already, but you could, I could come here, loop around, and then come back, and end up this one was going this way. Then the next one would go this way. Alright, let's get some straight ones. Alright, that should do it. Last order. This is the biggest palette that you can use too, just so you know. Which is a lot more than the little plastic dinky one that you start with. Or I guess you don't start with it. The first one you can buy. I'll probably make some adjustments to this later on. It's just right now I kind of want to get it finished, and that way I can end the recording and head for bed. It's now 1:13 a.m. at the time of recording this. I don't sleep much, so it's not really, with my disease and illness, they both really greatly hinder my ability to sleep, so I needed to go through that scanner. We'll see how this looks. If I don't like it, I can always change it. I really just want to see if I can take a screenshot when this is all full back here. Let me get a little closer. I was Hunchback of Notre Dame in it. I mean, I guess technically if I wanted to get rid of this, One thing I don't really like doing is putting a corner. But it will be, I don't know if that looks better or not, but at least there isn't like an open lane in between the two of them. Now, I don't know if that's gonna cause an issue either. It shouldn't. This truck at the end is just not gonna unload as much. Because it's constantly gonna have to be trying to shuffle into that lane. Okay, there's that. Probably box that up. See if I can find my other pallet. Why is this sitting here? It's a level 3 too. Oh, where is my... Oh, yeah. Nothing ended up on this, so I think we're probably safe to say. I have enough belts for this yet, so what I'll do is I'll just set them in here and we just won't connect it. Boy, I sure hope this works. So we got 349 packages through our facility today. I'll be interested to see what we can do for tomorrow. And so I think we're all squared away, right? This one can go that way. So this one can unload. And it's gonna go that way. Those two are gonna unload and go that way. And then they're gonna work their way down. Okay. These are all gonna load off here. And tomorrow, what do we say? Tomorrow is only truck and train. And I got these shut off, right? Off, off. Let's train. It's okay. Off, off. Alright. Hopefully you guys can't hear in the background, but they've got the wind turbines on for the orchard. It's actually getting cold today, so, or tonight. And they're trying to protect the apple blossoms. They're pretty loud. The mic should be blocking it out, but. All right. Let's clean our trash up. Whee! Say hello to the cat. Hey. Get rid of that. That's that first pallet that's been sitting in there. That's how you can sell your stuff. Alright. Let's hit the facility. Oh, they've got tier 2 belts, so. Alright. This way. Hopefully all these things are going the right way. Little cluster there, which should pan itself out if I can upgrade those belts. Like I said, this one will not unload very fast. Of course, the packages are gonna be less today anyways, unfortunately, because we're only shipping ground and train. So it's not really a fair judgment, I guess. Mainly just trying to use these belts up. You don't get very much if you sell them, so. It seems to be working. Nothing has made it there yet, has it? Oh, I think we got our first package. Yep. Going that way. Take a screenshot that way. I don't think I can get it all in, so. That one might be okay. Looks like things are being held up, obviously. Because it all has to funnel into this one belt. Now, I could put a smart splitter. I like seeing those packages fly in the air. Dang, they take some serious bounces. Nothing has sold yet, huh? Crazy. There's our first sale. They were all good too. Two and two. Jeez, so expensive. That will hopefully help get them on the lines, and then we need to make sure that that belt right there is getting upgraded first. Once we get to the end there. Hopefully not too much is stacking up over here. Not too bad, but there's the end of the day. Whew, almost sent that one down the line without a sticker. did that. No, it's definitely not approved. Moland, this one's approved though. Except we won't get any money for it today. Whoa. Getting ahead of myself here. It would have been okay, but you just never know. Cut first. Toilet paper. Why would I ever want to turn that sticker? Alright, looks like we cleared out that line. This one won't fill up anymore. Alright, we made 7,000. Holy packages! That's what I like to see. Alright, now we need to follow this line. This is what I mean about being able to buy the belts upgraded already, because it is very tedious. Especially if you're leveling them up twice. Out of money. Oh, it is filling up. I'm gonna have to put more racks. Definitely helped clean that out. No, that's gonna get clogged everywhere else, but it seemed to has worked though. It's a little slow. These machines can all be leveled up. It's just they cost 10,000 now. I could have leveled them up a long time ago. That one's probably the most important. I should have done that one a long time ago. Because if it clears that one, I mean, you're literally gonna solve this huge line here. Stuff isn't moving because it's finally hit this belt. Yeah, it's that one. Oh well. Come back in here. Is that the case? Just gonna add one more loop. There's gonna be a space there, but it's just how it goes. Not much to do anymore. You kinda make yourself obsolete. There's money. Gotta stop doing that. Seems like every time I approve it ahead of time, it needs to be in the deny pile. Oops, I already had one there. Now I could pull all these off and send these all through, but the problem with that is then my little system doesn't work. It has to fill this rack up all over again. So we almost need another airplane one too. Put a rack right there. Another rack here. Poor package. Sat there all day. There, we've made some money again. Not much though. See if we can get to 10,000. That the packages is gonna be, yeah, here is a problem. How many do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just get like 8. And then we'll save up for... Oh, let's just get 10. And then we'll save up for the 10 grand. Because obviously I've created a bottleneck there. Not only that, I could increase the speeds of the belts too, all the way across there, but... that thing go? Just doing it to keep the flow going, but it doesn't need to stay that way. Have a smart splitter. I put that right there. That one, and which one do I need? I need this one. Not necessarily. Whoa, package came with me. That was weird. It's like it was there. Split the lines back up. Now again, until we level that up, it's all gonna hit the head anyway, so. But as long as I can keep my packages moving, that's kinda... the smart splitter there instead of there. Probably look better. Doesn't. Just place that over there. Throw this outside. Call it a day pretty quick here. I was hoping that we would see the... Oh, we almost have 10,000. I was hoping we would see how many packages we got today. Can't speed anything up either. There's no time advancement or anything. It just progresses on its own. Needs something else to sell. Let's just sell these. Don't get as big of a bonus, but alright. Level that up. That's greatly gonna help. That one's leveled up. Could level that one up later. Now, if you really wanted to optimize this, realistically, you could probably scan for a lot of this stuff. Basically, what you could do here, right off the bat, is I could rearrange those. So, like, any approve and deny stickers right off the bat just get taken off the line, because there's still a deny right there. And it doesn't need to get checked with serial number, because it's already been denied. It just needs to get out of here. And so I could switch these around and kind of increase the odds, or just realistically, you know, sort them like I've done over here. I've sorted them out here sooner. And I could sort them out like in this area. If I did it right there, then I could kick I could kick a lot of these. I mean, I don't know how many there are. I mean, here's one here. This needs to go all the way down here. Get out of here, run this way, go through this machine, and get scanned here before it gets kicked out and out of the building. So that's a pretty long time for the approve and the denial ones. Like, there's an approve. That's a truck, but it only has to go here through these two, and then it's gonna get kicked into here. So its journey isn't nearly as long as the negative one might be. So realistically, I could buy another machine that checks it for, I could extend this, check it here. All the non-stickers could go that way. All the positive stickers. Then you gotta split them up again, right? Like, if it's a positive airplane, if it's a positive boat, if it's a positive car, truck, rail. So then you got another thing like this coming out, to where there's 3 lines coming out from a machine like this. That should definitely be leveled up. This is leveled up all the way. That machine's maxed out. That machine's maxed out. That machine's maxed out. That one's not. That one's not. That one's not. That one is. Not this one. That one's maxed out. that it really matters this far down the line, but... Well, it's been almost 2 hours. Hopefully, you guys didn't fall asleep. Well, I mean, realistically, if you did, then I fall asleep to people all the time. There's a guy I watched, it's called Idle Cub. He's like a German guy that lives in Canada. And he plays a lot of incremental games, and we play a lot of the similar games, actually, from watching his videos. It's kind of funny, but his voice is... He's got one of those voices that's pretty soothing, so... a lot of times I fall asleep to it very quickly. Which is good, right? I mean, people are watching your videos, and, you know... It means he's you know... He's not, like, being... You know, it's not screaming in the middle of it or something where it's gonna catch you off guard. Looks pretty good though. I could paint a few more walls and do a few more things, but realistically, I just need to wait until I can upgrade the machines. Like this one. And all the belts, but I don't think we're gonna hit our 300 mark though, because we didn't send any air. Yeah, these are all gone. We didn't send any air or boat, so. And we bottlenecked a couple of the freights over there. So, alright, well, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I know usually I try to, you know, play the game from the beginning. I started to, and as I was playing, I had, you know, done some things, but it was literally like, you know, not that this was all that much more exciting, but like, I was pulling a package out of here. I was picking them, throwing them on the ground. And then when I unlocked this bay, I was throwing the packages on this one. And then I was running back and forth until that's what I was doing all day long. And then after that, I had to pick them up, either weigh them, scan them, do all that stuff prior to. And so it just really wasn't... I just really didn't think that you guys would be interested in watching it. So I kind of skipped over it for you guys. And that's okay too on these simulator games, just because they take so long to get in. I think I'm like 20 hours in on this game. So to get to this point, and obviously the game's over now, but because there's literally nothing else to do but upgrade things, but you know, it's... Let's see if I can sell this one. Gonna give me enough? Not quite. This one should, there we go. Can upgrade this one. But yeah, I mean, you could probably beat this game a lot quicker than that. I spent a lot of time. You don't need to do any of this, honestly. I just thought it would look cool to see all the packages on there. I would love to have, like, you know, storage racks all over here. The belts feeding in, filling the storage racks, and then coming back off. And then you could really empty a lot of these crates through the day if you really wanted to min-max it. But I'm not gonna, and I'm gonna leave it there. I'll probably do a few more things in my own time tomorrow. And that'll probably be it for this game until they make some other updates. And if they do, I'll come back to it. But until then, I think we're pretty much set. So, all right, everybody have a wonderful night, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.